partnership, I must say, has been incredible for the last 11 years with a flagship executive MBA program. And the Institute of Product Leadership has about 4,000 plus global alumni with almost 90 plus CXOs and hundreds of entrepreneurs who have started their own organizations and started providing employment opportunities to many others. The Executive MBA program in partnership with CMRU alone has created 700 plus product leaders in this country. Many of them are very senior leaders in the organizations who drive innovation and projects. In fact, we have a couple of our outstanding alumni here to the later part of the day to showcase something that they are building from India to the world. In my role as a CEO of this institute, one of the things that I regularly do is to speak to business leaders in a variety of companies, small, medium, large, technology, non-technology companies, to understand what are their workforce challenges and what are the competencies that they look for to drive their businesses forward. In the last 6 months, one thing was very consistent, and that is there is a severe shortage of young management professionals who actually can drive technology projects, can drive innovation projects, not just manage people. 100,000 MBA graduates last year. And shocking thing is about influencing technology. Now that may not have been important or critical before, but I think we all know with advancements in AI, technology and AI-driven businesses are going to be the future. And so this shortage is going to hurt every organization and business in India. So I don't think there is any better time for us to announce the launch of a unique, first of a kind program called Technology MBA in Technology Management. And when we had this conversation with the university leadership, they shared this vision and said, we need to bridge this gap, we need to help the industry to bring about this particular program. So that's how this got materialized. While there are many unique things about this program, I want to highlight 3 things. One, it is India's first industry integrated, career outcome focused, accredited program for young professionals. Second, this is a highly experiential learning program with advanced technology and AI labs for learning by doing, and 2 paid internships for every student who will be part of this program. And the third one is there are global practitioners as professors of practice in this particular program. The interesting thing is we started getting grants for this program to the tune of about 50 lakhs this year that will be used as scholarships for the students as well. And the last and most important thing is, just like many programs that the Institute offers, this one is shaped, guided by a leadership council. And this leadership council, we call this as Techno Business Leadership Council.
Living in the Valley, living in the US for the last 20 years and having launched dozens of category defining products, I can tell you this is exactly the kind of curriculum focus for the next generation workforce that we need to develop in India, that we've already started seeing in US for the last 8 to 9 years. A lot of people tell me, in an AI first world, what's going to happen to jobs? And my response is very, perhaps cheeky, but very simple, saying, I don't know if AI is going to take some jobs away, probably will, at the lower end of the spectrum. But if you know AI better, you will get a better job. And so to me, look at the positive side of, I think, how we need to prepare our next generation business leaders in the AI first world. I was also asked to talk a little bit about the trends, and I think it's important to kind of know where we came from before we start predicting where we're going to go. And so if you look at it, the first MBA ever created on this planet was by Harvard in 1908. And the need for that became very apparent in 1908 because we were in the industrial age. So we needed people who can manage resources. So management at that time, or the term management at that time, was all focused on factories, managing scheduling, managing production, right? If you now came more or less managing projects, managing business, managing growth, and less about managing just people. If you now predict the next 10 years in the AI first world, in my opinion, the opinion of many of us who live in the US, we feel that the next generation business leaders are going to have to manage digital workers, not human workers, not human resources, but digital resources. Many of you, I'm sure, have heard and seen the rave and the buzz around AI agents. In fact, 2025 has been called the year of AI agents by many. And living through it in Silicon Valley, I can tell you it's happening. It may happen starting from customer service, being replaced by an AI agent actually calling you, talking with you, having a conversation with you, all the way to banking systems where, again, a lot of that digital worker, an AI agent is actually automating 90% of the work. That's kind of more repetitive and mundane, right? And so if you now think about it in the AI first world, what are the 2 or 3 things that we look for, right? As a hiring manager, as an investor, this is what I look for as I hire. And the first thing that we look for is somebody who's got an understanding of technology enough to map it back to business problem, to map it back to customer's problem. Let me give you a simple example, and I have people from Swiggy and Uber and many other awesome companies here in the room, so I'm sure we can relate to it. The algorithm to scan a picture and detect something exists today. In fact, there are multiple versions of these, what we call diffusion AI. But the algorithm that a medical institute will use to detect cancer is different than the application of what maybe Swiggy may use to take a picture of the food and tell you how many calories are there in this food, right? While the algorithm remains exactly the same, the application, the accuracy level, somebody has to decide that this algorithm's accuracy is good enough.
Work in the industry and how that is evolving. Just to give you a little bit background about my career, right? As I was saying earlier, I was born and brought up in Bangalore, did my engineering degree in computer science, and I was doing engineering at Microsoft. This was over 20 years ago. Very soon in that role, even in my personal case, I realized that just being in engineering may not allow me to have a long running career. So very quickly I shifted to get an MBA. Back in the days, I thought the only way to enhance my skills was to go and get my MBA. And that's when I decided to go to the US and get my MBA. Now fast forward, like come to today, what I've realized is you no longer need the traditional MBAs to garner the skills that you need to thrive in the industry. It's actually much more. And what that is, I'll talk to you a little bit about the hiring trends. As a hiring manager, as being in the industry, both in US and India, in the technology industry for almost 2 decades now, there are really 3 trends that I'm seeing, right? A lot of it actually Pinkesh touched upon, but I will further deep dive into that. The first is the industry academia gap is closing. As I was saying earlier, no longer a traditional MBA would really help you in the industry. What you truly need is from day one, the expectation in the companies today is to be able to hit the ground running. So you really need to be armed with a lot of practical knowledge, real world skills from day one when you go into a company. This is becoming more important than ever because you're competing against your peers and you've got to stand out, and the way to do that is go beyond, above and beyond just taking the traditional like courses that you take, but also get the real world like knowledge.
We have heard Pinkesh elaborating on the need, the importance, and the future of our program. Techno management, all of you are aware, is very critical and very, very important. Just now we heard from the industry leaders, 3 of them, including 4 of them, wide experience they have, and they have seen what exactly the industry requires, whether an MBA graduate will be able to join them with the sufficient hands-on knowledge, and whether he will be able to get into the job immediately. That's very important. And we have been with the Institute of Product Leadership for quite some time now. They have been doing wonderful surveys. You know, almost everybody who undergoes a course with them have the best of placements, have been recognized as important industry leaders today. We are very happy, as our Vice Chancellor mentioned, to be associated with the Institute of Product Leadership, with Pinkesh and Sai Sathesh leading the team. We had multiple discussions on this particular matter. We just, there's so many people approach us. You know, we want to try with the university and we want to give this degree, that degree, we'll do that and all that. Because we wanted to have a relationship only with the time-tested persons. And IPL is a time-tested institution for us. And we have sufficient evidence to prove that the students who have done their MBA with the product leadership have been very successful today. The meetings that we had has looked into the entire academic structure, the persons who are going to handle these courses, the distinguished faculty will be coming from throughout the country and from abroad. And we also assessed and analyzed how it's going to help the students. Now the situation is when the parents come to us, not only for MBA program, even for BE program, the first thing that they ask is, even the student might not have got very good marks in the pre-university, he wants to join engineering, but first thing the parents come and ask is, sir, how is the placements? That will be the first question parents will come and ask us, because that will be the ultimate goal, ultimate, my sons should get settled, my child should get good employment, they should be able to earn better, they should be able to get a position in the society. That will be the ambition of every child and also all the parents. Placements are also almost taken care, and we will be able to do justice to this understanding with the Institute of Product Leadership, and I'm sure the students who are going to join will not only be benefited, but will be a model for others. Thank you very much. Any questions, we are ready to take.
ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಅವರ ಜೊತೆ ಅವರ ಸಹಯೋಗದಲ್ಲಿ CMR ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯ ಒಂದು ವಿಶಿಷ್ಟವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಸಹಾಯವಾಗತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ತಮ್ಮ MBA ಮುಗಿಸಿದ ನಂತರ ತಾವೇ ಸ್ವತಃ ಉದ್ಯೋಗಪತಿಗಳಾಗಿ ಮಾರ್ಪಾಡಾಗತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು, ಒಂದು ಕೋರ್ಸನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡತಕ್ಕಂಥ ದಿನ ಇವತ್ತು. ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ IPL ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಉನ್ನತ ಹುದ್ದೆಗಳನ್ನು ಉನ್ನತವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸ್ಥಾಪಿಸಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಹೆಸರುವಾಸಿಯನ್ನು ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಡ್ರಿವನ್ MBA ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಏನು ನಾವು ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ವಿ, ಅದು ವಿಶಿಷ್ಟವಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ. ಬಹುಶಃ ಅದು ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಮೂಲಕ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಉಪಯೋಗ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ನಮ್ಮದು. ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಕೈ ಜೋಡಿಸಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ IPLನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಅಭಿನಂದನೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ವಿಶ್ವದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಪ್ರಖ್ಯಾತ ನುರಿತ ಜನರನ್ನು ಈ ಒಂದು ತರಬೇತಿಗೆ ಆಹ್ವಾನಿಸಿ ಅವರ ಮೂಲಕ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳನ್ನು ಈ ಹೊಸ ಒಂದು ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಡ್ರಿವನ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ವಿ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ, ಅದನ್ನು ಬಹಳ ಉನ್ನತ ಮಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ದಿಕ್ಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಖಂಡಿತ ಯಶಸ್ವಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಹಕರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಮೊದಲೇ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಬಹುಶಃ ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಏನು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮುಂದಿನ ವರ್ಷಗಳು ಇದು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಪ್ರಚಲಿತವಾಗಿ ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆತ್ಮವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇದೆ. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬ ಧನ್ಯವಾದ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಅನೇಕ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಅದು ನಡೀತಾ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಯಾರು ಆರ್ಥಿಕವಾಗಿ ಬಹಳ ಹಿಂದುಳಿತಾರೆ, ಯಾರು ಶೈಕ್ಷಣಿಕವಾಗಿ ಬಹಳ ಮುಂದೆ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂಥವ್ರನ್ನ ಗುರುತಿಸಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಸ್ಕಾಲರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ. ಸುಮಾರು 4 ರಿಂದ 5 ಕೋಟಿ 6 ಕೋಟಿವರೆಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ ನಾವು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಈಗ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ತಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಗಳ ಮೂಲಕ ಸುಮಾರು ಹಣವನ್ನು ಯಾರು ಸೇರಿಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಪ್ರತಿಭಾನ್ವಿತ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾರು ಡಿಸರ್ವಿಂಗ್ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ಕೈ ಜೋಡಿಸ್ತೀವಿ.
ಎಸ್.